Welcome back to Vlog Days. I think we're on day 11 now, and I thought I would show you my homemade apple cider. I mentioned in a blog post that I had a real conviction for not wasting food. Been going on a few months, and I've decided to take the plunge and really focus on using up food that rather than throwing away scraps. One of the things that I tried back in October, I have a video where I showed it, was making my homemade apple cider using the cores and peels from your apples. What made me do it initially was that I was making apple crisp or apple pie, and I was peeling the apples from it. When we have apples at home, like a snack, we have the peel, but for that I didn't. I was gonna have all this peel and the cores, and I really felt I shouldn't waste it. So came across the idea to use it for my apple cider, and it turned out great. I thought I would show you today. This recipe is so easy. I had no idea it was going to be so easy. And it's a great way to use up scraps, or you don't have to, you can buy apples for it. But if you want to have a way to do that, this will be a great one for you. So let me show you what we need. So what I've done with the apples, just as we have the cores, I put them in a freezer bag and throw them in the freezer. And I've collected these for about a month or so now. Every recipe I read said that you want to have a variety of apples, which worked for us because I buy what's on sale, so I get a variety of flavors. But there's Granny Smith, there's Honeycrisp, and there's Gala, and I think there's also Macintosh in there. So I have about 2 pounds here. You want 3 pounds of apples, which is about 10 medium-sized apples. So I have 2 pounds here, and then these, you can see, are past their prime. So they were in the fridge, so I'm going to use them up. Okay, so I have there. So I have 3 pounds of apples, and you just want to cut them and quarter them. And if you're using whole apples, throw in the cores and all. Right? An orange. You'll also need cinnamon. You can either use the sticks. This is the kind that I find in the Hispanic food section at the store, and it's so much cheaper. Like this bag, there were 2 more I think in here, or 3 more. It was $1 versus a similar amount for $4 or $5 over in the spice aisle. So be sure to check there for them. Okay, so you want 3 sticks or about a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. You need cloves. 1 to 2 teaspoons of ground cloves, or if you have whole cloves, 12 to 24. Now when I made it, that's what the recipe originally calls for. When I made it, my daughter said it was too much for her. So I'm going to try 8 cloves, and then we'll taste it about halfway through and see how that is, and then I'll add from there. And the last ingredient is optional, and that's sugar. A 1/4 cup to a 1/3 cup. The original recipe was like, I don't know, a 1/2 cup I think, and it was way too sweet. So 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup, and you can use white sugar, which is what the original recipe was. We did it with brown sugar and really like that. After 6 hours on low, or about 3 hours on high, you're gonna come back, take either a big spoon, or my preference is a masher. This is one of those Pampered Chef ones. Like a potato masher works well too. And mash up the fruit. If the fruit is hard to do, let it cook a little bit longer. That will help it to get a lot more flavor. After you get the fruit smashed up, you're going to cook it on low for another couple hours. Back now to strain it. As you can see, the fruit broke down some more as the heat itself plus my stirring it. Nice, and the color is better. We tried some and it was good, except we needed a little bit more cinnamon. So as it turned out, we used 3 sticks or 1 tablespoon's worth of ground cinnamon, a quarter cup of sugar, and that was a mixture of white and brown, and then we used about 10 cloves, and that was the level that my kids liked that. So now I am going to strain it. I just have this tiny little strainer that you can see is all like half melted and whatever, but I'm going to get this strained and cooled so I can put it in the fridge. There's my strained apple cider. We've got about 2 quarts of it. We had a little bit already, and this is a 2-quart container, so not bad considering the only things that I paid for were the spices and the orange. So 2 quarts and less than $1 in spices and orange, since all the apple pieces were the cores and peels and apples that would have gotten thrown out because they were past their prime anyway. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I would love to know if you give this a try. The recipe that we used with the amounts we used will be linked below.